This is a Fox News alert. A federal grand jury indicting illegal immigrant Jose Zarate only days after he was acquitted in the 2015 death of Kate Steinle. The Justice Department releasing a statement saying Jose Inez Garcia Zarate has been indicted on federal firearm charges in association with the death of Kate Steinle. Joining me now for more on this is Acting ICE Director Thomas Homan. Director Homan, it's great to have you on this morning. I remember seeing you in the minutes that followed the Kate Steinle verdict saying you were sickened. You were stunned by the outcome of this case. A bit of time has passed. Where are you on this today?
Well, my opinion on sanctuary cities hasn't changed. I mean, we got politicians that are putting their political ambitions, putting politics ahead of public safety. It doesn't make sense. It does never make sense for politicians to release a known public safety threat back into the public when they're here illegally. Let's talk about this case in San Francisco. These politicians knew he was a 7-time convicted felon, 4 of them narcotics-related manufacturing and sale. 7-time convicted felon, been deported many times. We had notified them we wanted custody of him. Knowing all this, what do? They release him back in the street, and now a young lady's dead. It's ludicrous what's going on.
Well, let's talk about these new federal charges that we just highlighted there for being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition, and for being an illegally present alien in possession of a firearm and ammunition. If convicted of either charge, he could face a maximum of 10 years in jail. Is that enough?
It's a start. I mean, the night of the verdict, I was on the phone with officials from DOJ talking about what more we can do. Look, the federal government's going to enforce federal law. If the politicians in San Francisco aren't going to protect their citizens, we will. They call themselves a sanctuary city. I want to make something clear. There's no sanctuary from federal law enforcement. We will do our job in the city of San Francisco and other sanctuary cities like Chicago, New York, Philadelphia. I mean, we're going to do our job, and we're going to increase our resources in those cities to go get these public safety threats that these jurisdictions intentionally release back into the communities. You know, if anybody was to Google recidivism rates, more than half of these illegal aliens being released are going to reoffend the first year, and 3/4 of them will reoffend within 5 years.
You know, in the minutes and days that followed, ICE made it very clear what your next move would be, and that was that you were gonna find Zarate, you were gonna take him into custody, and you were gonna deport him. What is your next move as director of ICE?
Well, again, get this message out in sanctuary cities. The lies are being told about what sanctuary cities do about protecting immigrant communities. Look, a lot of these criminal offenders being released intentionally back into the communities. They're going to offend people within their communities they live in, which means they're going to victimize the very immigrant communities that sanctuary cities claim they're protecting. We sent a series of policy requests and legislation requests up to the Hill a few weeks ago, and one of the top things on my list was let's hold sanctuary cities accountable. Let's pass some legislation that's going to stop and put an end to this. There was like 6 or 7 requests from ICE. Additional resources. Look, for cities like San Francisco, where my officers can't take custody of a public safety threat, and is safety, security, and safety account of jail, means we got to go out in the street, very dangerous, and arrest this guy in his turf where he has access to knows what weapons. I need more resources to send to sanctuary cities to do that type of work.
What is your message to those cities and states that currently embrace this sanctuary city law? What is your message to them based on, you're saying there's a lot of false beliefs out there, but to those who are not cooperating with federal authorities, your message is what?
What you are doing is putting politics over public safety. You are putting your communities at risk of harm. You are putting law enforcement, especially my officers, at risk when they got to go to someone's house and knock on a door to arrest somebody as a public security threat where they could have arrested them in the county jail. It doesn't make sense that a federal law enforcement officer can't walk into a taxpayer-funded county jail to take custody of somebody that entered this country illegally, which is a crime in itself, then commit another crime on top of that.
Do you see the other side at all for those who say that this encourages good relationships between immigrants and law enforcement in some of these cities?
Immigrant communities don't want criminals in their neighborhoods either. What they're doing is put immigrant communities at risk. There's no goodwill here at all. What they're actually doing is they're enticing more illegal entry. More people are going to die trying to enter this country to get to a so-called sanctuary city where they think they'll be shielded.
Can you give us an update on where things stand as far as arrests and deportations? We've got some numbers from your department, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, looking at deportations in fiscal year 2017 so far, down 6% versus last year. Arrests, 110,000 plus, up 40% from last year.
Look, the numbers are successful across the board. We got more work to do. Yes, the arrests are up under this president, who is now letting us do our job and taking the handcuffs off the men and women, the Border Patrol and ICE. Arrests are up in the interior. The overall removals are down across the board because the Border Patrol has reported a 45-year low in illegal border crossings. That's not a coincidence. That's because this president has taken border security seriously, and crossings are at a 45-year low. That's why overall deportations are down. However, if you look at ICE deportations, people that are arrested in the interior and were removed, those numbers are up almost 40%.
Thomas Homan, Kristen Nielsen's been confirmed as Homeland Security Secretary. Tuesday, the confirmation from the Senate. Your thoughts on her?
I know Kirsten. I've known her. She was the chief of staff for then Secretary Kelly. I think she's going to do the right thing. I'm looking forward to working with her and collaborating with her and fighting the fight we got to keep fighting against these sanctuary cities and some of these loopholes in the laws that currently exist. We got to work together to fix this problem. Americans are dying because of sanctuary cities. We got to fix this.
She's got a lot of work to do, 240,000 employees there and a huge mission to carry out. Thomas Homan, we really enjoy having you on the program. Hope you come back.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.